They say the courtroom is where truth meets justice. But sometimes it's also where prejudice shows its face, bold and unashamed. This is the story of a young black teen, underestimated, humiliated, until he opened his mouth and changed everything. It was a rainy Monday morning. Inside a small-town courtroom in Georgia, the air was heavy with tension. In the back row sat 17-year-old Malik Thompson, dressed in a simple button-up shirt, khakis, and nervous energy. His hands trembled slightly as he clutched his case file. Presiding over the case was Judge Ronald Baxter, a man known not just for his rulings, but for his sharp tongue. He had a reputation, and not a good one. Over the years, Baxter had made headlines for his sarcastic remarks, often targeted at young defendants of color. To him, they were delinquents, thugs, kids without a future. Malik wasn't in trouble for anything violent. He had been charged with resisting arrest and disorderly conduct, after being wrongly accused of shoplifting at a local store. Surveillance footage later showed he had bought everything legally. But during the confrontation, he had pushed back verbally, and the officers didn't like that. To Judge Baxter, though, the charges didn't matter. What mattered was that Malik had dared to talk back. And that was enough. "So you're the one who thinks he's smarter than the law?" the judge snapped, peering over his glasses. Malik said nothing at first. He'd been warned by his public defender to stay quiet and let the court process unfold. But the judge kept going. "What are you, some kind of scholar now?" Baxter said mockingly. "What's next? You gonna teach me Latin?" That's when it happened. Malik, calm as ever, looked the judge dead in the eye and said, "Fiat justitia ut caelum." The courtroom fell silent. "What did you just say?" the judge asked, leaning forward. "Let justice be done though the heavens fall," Malik replied. "It's Latin, Your Honor. I figured since you assumed I couldn't speak it, I might as well educate the room." The room froze. His public defender blinked in disbelief. The court stenographer paused mid-type. Whispering spread like wildfire. What Judge Baxter didn't know was that Malik was a top honors student. Self-taught in multiple languages. Latin, Greek, even bits of Hebrew. He'd grown up with a single mother who worked 2 jobs, but made sure there were always books in the house. "My mom always said, they'll try to put you in a box. Your job is to break the box." Judge Baxter tried to recover. "Mr. Thompson, I don't appreciate theatrics in my courtroom," he said, trying to regain control. "With respect, Your Honor, I don't appreciate being reduced to a stereotype," Malik responded, still calm. There was nothing more to say. Malik had spoken with grace, with intellect, and without raising his voice. In that moment, he turned the courtroom into a mirror and forced everyone to look at their own reflection. The story spread, first locally, then nationally. Interviews followed. Community leaders praised Malik for his composure. Civil rights groups used his moment as a case study in how to challenge prejudice with poise and power. But Malik didn't chase fame. He launched a tutoring program for at-risk youth. He gave speeches on education and identity. He even met with law students, reminding them that the system can be challenged, but never with hate. And Judge Baxter? He never commented on the incident publicly. But weeks later, he announced his early retirement. Some say it was coincidence. Others believe Malik held up a mirror that day, and Baxter didn't like what he saw. This wasn't just a story about a courtroom. It was a story about assumptions and how one voice, calm, clear, and courageous, can echo louder than a gavel. Judge Baxter thought Malik was just another troubled teen. What he got was a scholar, a fighter, a leader. And it all began with 5 words in Latin. If this story moved you, share it. Someone out there needs to hear that their voice matters, too. And if you ever find yourself in a room where you're underestimated, remember Malik. And remember this. Fiat justitia ut caelum. Let justice be done, though the heavens fall.